With the Sony Xperia Z2 now out, people across the world are wondering how it compares to the Apple iPhone 5S, which has become a benchmark in many buyers' minds since it was released in 2013. Visually, the Sony Xperia Z2 is very different to the Apple iPhone 5S, being much larger and having a far more angular design than the iPhone. It's also significantly heavier, weighing in at a hefty 163 grams. By comparison, the 112-gram iPhone is outright feather light. Making up for this, the Xperia Z2 is far better built than the iPhone 5S, which is prone to picking up scratch and cracks when it's dropped. This is because Sony's designed the Z2 to be IP58 certified, and as you can see by the plugs covering its ports, this means it's dust, water and scratch resistant, and will survive drops that would break the Apple iPhone. In terms of display though, we would say the Apple iPhone 5S 4-inch 136 by 640 326 ppi Retina display does win out. Despite having a lower ppi count than the 5.2-inch Full HD 424 ppi tri-luminous display seen on the Xperia Z2, the iPhone 5S offers more vibrant colours, is significantly brighter and has much better viewing angles. By comparison, the Xperia Z2, while wonderfully crisp, isn't quite as vibrant and is prone to picking up stray light, as you can see here. In terms of software, the iPhone runs on iOS 7, while the Z2 runs on Android 4.4.2 KitKat with a custom skin from Sony. For us, the custom skin from Sony is a bit of an issue, as it means that it won't receive updates from Google as soon as it could, as Sony will have to update the skin's code to work on newer Android versions. However, one area the Z2 does clearly win out on is imaging tech, with Sony having loaded the Z2 with a 20.7 megapixel rear camera sensor. Now, this easily beats the 8 megapixel snapper seen on the iPhone 5S, which in our minds offers good, not great performance. And for us, the Sony Xperia Z2 is one of the best camera phones in the Android ecosystem, and images taken on it are crisper, brighter, and in general better than those taken on the iPhone. Another area that the iPhone 5S loses out on is pure performance. Now, Apple claims iOS 7 is significantly less demanding than Android, and as a result, the iPhone 5S should be able to match the Z2's performance while running on a dual-core A7 chip and featuring a modest 1 gig of RAM. But actually testing it, we found the Z2 is much better, and that its quad-core Snapdragon 801 processor and 3 gig of RAM mean it is slightly nippier than the iPhone 5S, though be warned, both devices will offer stellar performance and you won't be disappointed with either choice. The final area that the Z2 wins out on is battery. Powered by a 3200 mAh battery, the Z2 generally lasts between a day to 2 days off moderate to heavy use. By comparison, the Apple iPhone 5S, which is powered by a 1560 mAh battery, struggles to make it through a full day. Finally, when it comes to price, the 16 gig model of the iPhone 5S costs £549. This makes it £50 cheaper than the Z2, which costs £600 for the 16 gig model. That said, while both phones are great, we would say the Z2 is worth the extra £50. While the screen technology isn't as good as the Retina display seen on the Apple iPhone 5S, and it won't receive software updates as quickly from Google as the iPhone will from Apple regarding iOS, the superior imaging technology, robust build quality, and great performance make it one of the best Android phones currently available in our mind, and we'd thoroughly recommend anybody interested check it out. I'm Alistair Stevenson, thanks for watching.